Joining us now is sports analyst and the president of Life Flip Media, Eric Mitchell. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Mitchell. Let's get right to the big question. How likely is it that the regular season gets delayed, and how much of a delay or shortened season could we be looking at?
You know, that's tough to answer. They are talking right now as we speak. Negotiations are going. Now, keep in mind, the beginning of this past week, it was just the same song and dance, not a lot of progress. Friday, we got a little bit of progress. I still think we're going to have a delay to the regular season. That's obviously not what the owners want. It's not what the players want, but there's still a pretty big divide. So I don't know. Right now, we've moved. The spring training games have been canceled all the way up until the closest. If we make it to Monday and we get an agreement on Monday morning or Monday day, anytime, March 8th would be the first pitch of the first spring training game. Right now, it looks like we're going to have a shortened regular season because there's a pretty big gap over what they're discussing. And the owners kind of messed up last night. So it's a little bit of a mess.
How short are we looking at if they do? It's 162 games, so how much shorter?
Right? For me, I'm like, well, it wouldn't be bad if you cut 10 games out. But you're probably looking 10 to 20 games cut out of the schedule. Now, they just need to come to terms on what they're arguing about. They're talking about very minuscule things here that are important to players, of course, ownership. What the owners wanted to do when they came to the table yesterday, when they came to an agreement on the draft process, right? They want to make sure nobody's tanking and all these other things. When they came to it, the owners threw in extending the postseason to 14 teams, and the players said no, because that just extends an already long 162-game season, plus an already long playoff system. Now more teams, that means longer. That means we're going into November, right? And that's cold. Most of these parks are outside. The players balked at the... Keep in mind, the owners want it. It's worth $100 million annually to the owners to have more teams involved in the postseason.
Regardless of if and when a deal is reached, how much damage has already been done to the reputation of baseball? It seems like we keep coming back to this and the threat of lockouts. We know we had one back in 1994. And the argument made is it's millionaires versus millionaires here, and the fans are left to suffer.
I think you hit the nail on the head there. Unfortunately for baseball, this is a nail in the coffin. I think attendance is going to continue to hurt. Keep in mind, even during COVID times, remember 2 years ago when we delayed the seasons, all the leagues decided to come back. It was Major League Baseball players and owners arguing about these little minuscule things instead of getting back so fans could watch something while we were stuck in our homes. Here we are again, 2 years later, going over it again with lots of money. I think they're going to be fighting for a lot of attention. And keep in mind, baseball now has to compete against an NFL-sponsored product that is also produced by The Rock coming out this year. You know, The Rock has his new football league. The NFL's behind that. That's going to get good attendance and a lot of people there. So there's things to get distracted by. Baseball has to worry. You've got the NBA doing what it's doing. You've got The Rock's football league. Hockey's doing its thing. And there's other distractions in the world. So baseball, this strike is going to hurt them.
Eric Mitchell, sports analyst and president of Life Flip Media. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you.